I think when we think about what we can do, right? That question, how can I make a difference? I don't have the financial power, or I don't have the governmental power to make these changes or to influence these key players. And I think oftentimes we get caught in this trap of, if my contribution isn't at this high level of money and power, it's not as important, or it's not as powerful. And I think we should think small to think big. I think we should think about who is in our sphere of influence. Who are our friends and family? That's who we need to start with, right? Right? We don't start by being these big key players influencing lots of people, but we can influence those immediately around us. And people see that. And let's mention one thing that's really important. It isn't just those who are gaslighting the rest of us, speaking truth to power, but there's people out there who are listening to what we have to say, and who are being inspired by the courageous acts that you're taking, that I'm taking, that the Palestinians are taking, by saying, we won't go. Just kill us, right? But you're not going to take away who we are as a people. You can keep doing this to us, and we are going to still be who we are. So I think that, just to keep that in mind, right? To think small so that we can think big is also really empowering, because then okay, so I don't have this power to influence the government or to pour money into it. That's not the only kind of power.
Period.
So
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. And, I talked about this during the last discussion I had here on the show. Um, we were talking about anti racism and having anti racism as a value, and my guest, Chris, said, he was saying, and anyone could watch one of my recent clips in my conversation with him on YouTube that just came out where we talk about this. He said that I changed his perspective during our conversation. He thought that he had to get to a certain level, like you were saying, in order for his contribution to anti racism to be worthy. But,
Yeah.
he had forgotten that he came over and helped me create the specs for the computer that I'm using to live stream our conversation right now. So, he helped me literally create this conversation that we're having now. And now you and I, through having this conversation, get to inspire
Yeah.
others,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I want to try to encourage people to also think the same thing, that I don't even think it's thinking small. It's just like you said, where does your power lie? Your power lies in the actions that you take, in the words that you speak, in the things that you say and do, and in the people you have community with and how you act in that community, And so, yeah, speak to your families and friends. My friend Chris, he had to cut off some family members because they wouldn't let go of their racism, and I was like, that was an act of anti-racism. Not only were you choosing yourself, but you're choosing to hold that value above your relationship with your family. I mean, that's huge. How can you think that you didn't do enough? And so I think just getting people's perspective to be like, yeah, you can't solve it, no one can. This has been a generations long battle. It's not going to get solved by any individual person, but what is going to happen is, in your individual life, is dictated by you, right? And so, yeah, that's what we got to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's 100% correct, man. And I think just to maybe, I thought about like my word choice there, and thinking small, and really I think what I meant was looking at our individual sphere of influence, right? And because that's where we are most powerful, right? We're most powerful in our spheres of influence, those who are part of our community, friends, family, coworkers, maybe folks who are connected to on social media, right? And sometimes that sphere of influence can extend. And I think really what I've learned, and to maybe just maybe clarify, is that um, it can feel disempowering to think that if my voice isn't amplified beyond my sphere of influence, therefore it is not powerful. And I believe we are the most powerful in our sphere of influence. And if everyone did that, if everyone amplified their voice within their sphere of influence, well, then we become a collective, right? We're a collective of individual voices, and that, and then our sphere of influence increases.
Thanks for watching. For access to the full-length conversation and all of the 2-hour-long, unedited conversations that I've had on race, click the support link in the description below. Thanks for your support, and see you next time.